Welcome everyone. My name is Garam, and today's topic is about true rest, trusting the shepherd with our strength. Let's get started. We often think rest will come when life finally slows down, when the season changes, when the to do list shortens, when the pressure eases. But true rest does not wait for perfect conditions. True rest is not found in the absence of responsibility, it is found in the presence of trust. It is not merely about sleep or stillness, but about surrender. It begins when we stop striving to be our own provider and allow God to be who He already is, our shepherd. The truth is, rest was never meant to be postponed. It was designed to be practiced daily, right in the middle of our lives. True rest is not an escape from life. It is how God teaches us to live within it, without burning out. Psalm 23 opens with a declaration that quietly dismantles our self reliance. The Lord is my shepherd. I have what I need. This is not denial of need. It is confidence in provision. It is the soul's decision to believe that God knows what we need better than we do. When the Lord is our shepherd, we are no longer driven by fear of falling behind, fear of failing, fear of not being enough. We rest not because everything is finished, but because the one who leads us is faithful. We are not responsible for being our own source, but invited to stop pulling from empty reserves and begin living from His strength instead of our own. Our strength is a limited resource, whereas God's is limitless. When we fail to manage our strength wisely, when we pour ourselves out without being refilled, we begin to experience the cost. Burnout doesn't always announce itself loudly. The signs show up quietly at first: shorter tempers, restless sleep, a constant sense of urgency. Then they grow louder. Small inconveniences feel unbearable. Minor disappointments feel devastating. Joy feels distant. Our attitude shifts. These are signals that we are trying to live on our own strength. God knows this about us. That is why Psalm 23 does not say, He encourages me to lie down, but He lets me lie down in green pastures. Sometimes rest comes as a gentle invitation. Other times, it comes as a necessary interruption. Green pastures are places of safety, nourishment, and abundance, not earned through effort, but given through grace. Sheep will not lie down unless they feel safe. In the same way, we cannot truly rest until we trust that God is in control, that He is watching, and that nothing will fall apart if we stop striving. He leads me beside still waters. Still waters restore what rushing currents deplete. God does not drive us into rest, He leads us into it. His pace is not frantic or demanding. It is steady, intentional, and life giving. When we follow Him instead of our fear, our anxiety begins to quiet, our breathing slows, our hearts remember what peace feels like. He restores my soul. This is the heart of rest, and it is a daily necessity. Our souls grow weary long before our bodies do. We carry invisible burdens, unspoken worries, unresolved grief, constant pressure to deliver results. Over time, these burdens drain us. Rest is not about escaping life. It is about allowing God to restore what life has worn down. Restoration happens when we stop pretending we are okay and allow God to meet us where we are. It allows us to receive God's power again and again so we can continue forward without losing ourselves along the way. When rest is neglected, everything feels heavier. Our perspective narrows. We become reactive instead of responsive. We speak before listening. We judge before understanding. Exhaustion distorts reality, but rest recenters us. It lifts us back up. It reminds us of what is true. Even in seasons of difficulty, rest is possible. Even when I go through the darkest valley, I fear no danger, for you are with me. Rest does not mean life is easy or pain free. It means that even in the hardest moments, we are not abandoned. The valley is not a pause in life, it is often the most demanding stretch of the journey. God does not wait for us to reach the mountaintop before offering rest. He offers it in the valley, in the middle of grief, uncertainty, and unanswered prayers. Rest in the valley looks like choosing trust over panic, presence over pressure, and dependence over self reliance. Rest becomes an anchor, holding us steady when everything else feels unstable. Psalm 23 ends not with striving, but with belonging. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Rest is not a temporary escape. It is a way of living in continual trust. When we choose to dwell with God, to remain in His presence, we learn to manage our strength wisely, pour out only what we have been given, and return often to be refilled. When your strength is gone, rest is how you get back up. When patience is thin, rest is how God softens your heart again. When your attitude has been shaped by exhaustion, rest is how He reshapes it with grace. You were never meant to do this alone. Your shepherd is near, and His care is enough. As you go about your day, here are some questions to ask yourself. Where in my life am I operating beyond the limits of my strength? How has exhaustion affected my attitude, relationships, or spiritual life? What fears keep me from resting? Fear of falling behind, disappointing others, or losing control? What would it look like to truly lie down in green pastures for me in this season? Am I willing to trust God enough to stop striving and lie down? With that in mind, here are a few ways we can practice this. Practice daily surrender. Begin or end each day by naming one worry and visualize intentionally placing it in God's hands through prayer. Guard your strength. Pay attention to what drains you unnecessarily. Overcommitment, constant noise, comparison, or worry, and choose to limit it. Schedule sacred rest. Choose to build intentional moments of rest proactively, not just reactively. Pause before reacting. When small problems feel big, let it be a signal that you may need rest, not more effort. Return to Psalm 23. Read it slowly when you feel overwhelmed. Let its truth reorient your heart as a reminder that you are led, cared for, and sustained. Lastly, I'd like to close us in prayer. God, we come to you tired, not just in body, but in soul. We confess that we have tried to carry more than we were meant to solve what only you can handle, to run on strength that is not infinite. You know how quickly our patience fades and how small things feel heavy when we are worn down. Forgive us for confusing striving with faith and worry with responsibility. Today, we choose to trust you. Lead us to green pastures. Teach us how to lie down without fear, to rest without guilt, and to release what was never ours to carry. Restore our soul, God. Renew our strength. Remind us that you are with us in every valley and that your presence is enough. We place our life, our worries, and our limited strength into your capable hands. Thank you for being our shepherd, faithful, gentle, and always enough. Amen.